I'm not good. It's good to be live. And by the way, I had to change my lighting because the lights that I have above here blue. So I've got a temporary one, but hope it'll still work. It does seem to be working okay. But today's stream is going to be about a group that I did not start, and that a very good friend of mine started the group. It's called Haunted Castles and Places, and this is based on one of her groups. Her name is oh crap. Her name is oh, sorry, I had a brain block. Tammy Clark, and she's actually based out of Barrie, just north of here. Hey, Tinker. And yeah, I thought talk just a little bit about the group itself and that. And see, when I first joined the group, and that I loved it so much that she made me admin, and eventually she asked me to kind of babysit the group. Well, I've been doing that now for the past 3 or 4 years, and it has grown big time. Like it's almost at, I think, almost 9,000 members, which I think is pretty amazing in that. But the group itself is just about any kind of place, but primarily estate homes, castles, mansions, any place where there's real big time, spiritual or paranormal activity. And of course, because there's so many castles globally, that it would take probably about half a year to go through all the castles. But all the castles that I know of, and that a lot of them are actually in UK, some are in Scotland, some are in Ireland, some are in Wales. We've even got a castle right here in Ontario, and it's not a medieval castle, and that in fact the castle itself was built just a little over a century ago. It's called Castle Loma, and it was actually built by Sir Henry Paulette and his wife. And there's kind of a sad story linked to Castle Loma, and if you want to research that castle, I highly recommend you do so. I've been there, and that it's extremely active, and it's probably considered the crown jewel of Toronto, and because it's on Spadina Avenue. And I haven't been there in years now, but when I was there, whoa, like it is an amazing place. And it was built by an architect by the last name of Lennox, and he's the one. Well, he designed quite a few buildings in Toronto, but to me his crown jewel was the design of Castle Loma, and it is an amazing place. And now I don't know if there's any castles in the States, and that I don't know, and that I know there's a lot of mansions, estate homes, a lot of historical landmarks. I do know that, but Castle Loma is the only one that I know of in Canada, but over in UK, oh my God, there's a laundry list of them. It's quite amazing, and the castles that I really love the most are the ones that go back centuries. Like I know of at least a couple of castles. I don't know if it's in Great Britain or where it is. It could be in Ireland. I'm not sure. But there are some castles that I don't know if it's the building or the land that dates back to medieval times, or even prior to medieval times. And the funny part is, a lot of these castles that are allegedly haunted And that, sure, later on in history, they were used as homes or hotels or whatever. But back in the day, they were used more for military defense, because of the way that they were designed, especially the long, very skinny windows, the way they're designed. They're not there for sightseeing, they're for protection during battle. And that, so if you ever saw those windows, they don't go straight in, okay? They're angled. That way, the guys with the bow and arrow, they can shoot, and not get hit. That's one of the designs. Next to it, drawbridge and stuff. And that, that's a part of the castle's defense. Okay, well, that's one of the primary reasons why castles were built, and that was a stronghold, defense during battle, and stuff like that. And then after, it was more used as a home, and that, or sometimes even converted into a hotel or what have you, and that. But unfortunately, some castles, and that, because the people ran out of funds or they ran out of family or what have you, and that some of the castles were actually abandoned, and they've been abandoned for hundreds of years, and that, which is kind of sad, but it does happen, and that. But there's still spirit activity around these places. So anybody that's a ghost hunter, paranormal investigator, what have you, and that, you go to those locations, you will not be disappointed. And that, and so anyway, like I said, this strain is going to be a little shorter because it's just basically about haunted castles, estates, and estate places, manor homes, and stuff. And if you're not a member of haunted castles and places, I highly recommend to join the group. And if you have any stories, videos, or photos you want to share, please do so. I would love it. And that. And I've noticed that the amount of people that have joined the group over the past month, like I'm talking a couple hundred new members, which to me is amazing. And that. And I think it's a public group. So if you're not sure if you want to join, but you want to see some of the posts, you can. Okay, I believe so. And that, and there's another group that I'll do another stream on. Okay, it's called Graveyards, Skeletons, and Cemeteries, or something like that. It's kind of an interesting title, but it's still, it's a pretty big group, and it's also ran by Tammy Clark. Okay, it's one of her groups, but she's asked me to help her with them because the group has got so big. Now, this other group is around, I think it's around 7,000 or something, where this group is around 85 or 8,600 or something like that. It's pretty big, and that. So anyway, what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below for that group. Okay. And if you have any stories, photos, videos of any castles or manor houses, it doesn't matter where it is, and that, please post them. Okay. And I find that doing research in these locations, and that, very educational. And if you're a paranormal enthusiast, even better, and that. And so yeah. So if you like to check out the group, by all means, and that. And if there's any, and I think if anybody that lives in the United States, and that, if you know, see? Yeah, just talking to the boss. And that. So yeah, if there's anybody that watches the stream and that live in the United States, if you know of any mansions, manor houses, castles, any really big historical places that you know of any kind of spiritual or paranormal activity related to the building itself, and that, or the surrounding area, and that, please post it in the group. Because I highly encourage you to join the group, but please post it there. That way, everybody can enjoy it as well, and that. And I'll try to remember to post the information about Casa Loma, okay, in the group as well, because like I said, it's very haunted, and by a mixture of energies, and that. And oh yeah, and one other thing too about Casa Loma is, to me, this is one of the most fascinating part, is that when it comes to the castle and when it comes to the stables, there's actually an underground tunnel that leads from the castle to the stables. Okay, it's an underground tunnel, and that, and I've been down there, and that, and apparently the man that was in charge of the stables, and that, has been seen down in the tunnel, and that, and this guy, he's not a nice character. Okay, this guy, I only had a link with him once, I think, and that, and this guy prefers socializing with animals more than he prefers to socialize with people. And I think he's the kind of guy that if he had to go and get into marriage, I wouldn't be surprised that he would actually marry a horse. He's that kind of guy. And a person I used to know years ago called this guy Mr. Happy. And I don't know why. I guess because this guy is so irritable. But this guy, he's like, he has zero tolerance for people. But his life was animals. Like, he was, I believe he was Scottish, I think. And he was considered a specialist when it came to horses, or the taking care of horses, or taking care of stables. This guy was labeled a specialist in that area, and I think because Sir Henry Pullet chose him to take care of his stables, I think that kind of job kind of went to his head, and because like, he won't interact with any people. He doesn't like people at all, and that his family was the horses. As dumb as that sounds, but anyway, but yeah, very, very fascinating place, and that, and like I said, if you know of any other castles, manor houses, estates, mansions that are active, doesn't matter where they are, and that, I would love to find out more about them, and that. And if you have any personal experiences with any of these haunted locations, please feel free to share that with the group as well. That'd be pretty amazing. Okay, so anyway, in a couple of days, I'm going to try another stream and that. But for this one, I just want to do a quickie on this group that Tammy Clark started the group, and I've been kind of babysitting it and that. But I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you following my channel. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Please hit the notification. That way, every time I go live, you'll get a notification that I've gone live. If you like this stream, hit the thumbs up. Let me know what you liked. But if you didn't like the stream, please let me know why. That way I can improve. Okay, because I'm still learning, and that, and yeah, and that, and please tell your family and friends about this channel, and that. But please, because of this pandemic going on, if you are going to inform family or friends, I prefer you to use your smartphones, your iPhones, your tablets, your computers. In other words, contact them virtually if you can. Okay, that way you can stay in and stay safe. Okay, because I'd feel really bad if you actually went over to your friend's place to tell them about my channel, and one of you actually became sick, and so I don't want that. Okay, so follow the guidelines and the rules of the the authorities, the health authorities, please. And then it's good to follow this. It's fantastic if you follow this channel, but at the same time, follow the rules and regulations of the health authorities. And if you want to tell people about this channel, and then send them an email, send them a text, or tell them about it on Facebook. It's even better. And that'd be pretty amazing. So like I said, do it safely. And that way I stay healthy and so do you. Because just like the people, the many people on Facebook are my family, and I want to take good care of my family. Okay? Just like Ticker, who's in chat. I just take good care of her too. But she's a godsend. But every time I go on, she's on. And I love her and appreciate her big time. So anyway, people, like I said, I'll put all the information in the link below. And thanks for sharing your time. And enjoy your day. And as I always say at the end of every stream, and love and light to all. Bye-bye.